Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive, high-stakes issue in global manufacturing, mastering your supply chain to guarantee on-time delivery. In industries like leather goods, having incredible product quality, yeah, that's absolutely essential. But hitting those delivery deadlines, that is just as critical to your long-term success.
Picture this. You just received a massive purchase order for $500,000. Wow, right? On the surface, everything seems completely perfect. It's a huge win. The exact kind of order that can literally make your entire quarter.
But then, the relentless ticking clock runs out, and you miss the shipment window by just 7 days. Now, missing a deadline by a single week might not sound catastrophic in theory, but in the reality of global trade, oh man, it results in crushing air freight costs, furious buyers, canceled future orders, and severely damaged supplier ratings. And this is exactly why we need to master lead time.
So here's our roadmap for eliminating those costly delays. We're going to cover the high cost of delays, identifying those 80-20 bottlenecks, core lead time strategies, picking the right cluster, the power of digital tools, and finally, we'll wrap up with 5 rules for on-time delivery. Let's get into it.
Starting with Section 1, the high cost of delays and understanding the supply chain journey. Because look, before we can optimize anything, we have to map out the actual physical path of a product from start to finish to define what we're actually measuring.
Lead time is essentially just this relentless tick-in clock across every single stage of production. It starts the exact moment that purchase order is received on day 1. Then you move into material ordering, leather production, hardware procurement, and sampling. From there, it flows right into cutting, stitching, assembly, edge painting, and inspection. And finally, you reach packing and shipment. Every single one of these stages contributes to your overall delivery timeline, meaning if you lose a day in week 2, you are already a day behind in week 8. It's really that simple.
Moving right into Section 2, identifying the 80-20 bottlenecks. Where do things actually go wrong? The crucial point here is identifying exactly where that production timeline tends to break down. We all know the common causes, right? Tannery overloads, color approval delays, machine breakdowns, port congestion, but where should we actually focus our energy?
Well, Pareto's principle applies perfectly to manufacturing delays. Roughly 80% of your delays come from just a few recurring villains. The primary culprits? Usually it's leather availability, slow buyer approvals, hardware supply issues, things like missing zippers or locks, and poor capacity planning. If you just focus your energy on solving these specific bottlenecks first, you're going to achieve the absolute biggest and fastest improvements in your overall lead time.
All right, Section 3, core lead time strategies and fixing micro-level factory operations. Now that we know what those major bottlenecks are, let's talk about how to defeat them directly on the factory floor.
Take a real-world example of an order for 5,000 leather handbags. The contrast between an unoptimized factory and an optimized one is literally the difference between profit and total failure. Without planning, what happens? The leather arrives late, the hardware gets delayed, production starts entirely behind schedule, and ultimately, the shipment totally misses the vessel. It's a nightmare. But with optimized planning, the leather is booked based on forecasts before the final PO even lands. Hardware is sourced simultaneously, and the shipment is dispatched right on time, which naturally leads to higher buyer satisfaction and, of course, way more repeat business.
So, to achieve that optimized state, factories have to utilize a few specific strategies. First up, early material booking based on forecast quantities. Next, you need to maintain regular, consistent collaboration with your tanneries and hardware suppliers. You also absolutely need some kind of dashboard to track materials. You have to know exactly what's ordered, what's in production, and what's in transit at all times. But honestly, the real game changer here is parallel activities. You must run tasks at the exact same time. Order your zippers, your metal logos, your packaging, all while the leather is still processing. And finally, finish it all off with accurate capacity planning so you aren't completely overloading one production line while totally underutilizing another.
Moving to Section 4, picking the right cluster, macro optimization, and strategic sourcing. Let's zoom out for a second. Because sometimes recurring delays happen simply because you are sourcing from the wrong location entirely.
To really optimize lead time on a macro level, we need to talk about leather clusters. If you weren't familiar, a cluster is basically a centralized geographic location where raw materials, skilled workers, tanneries, machinery suppliers, and exporters are all concentrated together in one area. Picking the right cluster gives you some immense advantages. We're talking lower production costs, a super strong export ecosystem, and crucially, much faster sourcing. By placing yourself right in the middle of a highly specialized supply chain, you are effectively preventing production delays before they even have a chance to start.
To give you an idea, let's look at India's 4 largest leather manufacturing clusters as a bit of a cheat sheet. Keep in mind, there isn't a single best cluster. It entirely depends on your specific product. So if you want luxury ladies' handbags or small leather goods without delays, you go to Kolkata. They're known for their incredibly skilled craftsmanship. On the other hand, if you need safety shoes and heavy industrial production, you head straight to Kanpur. What about premium leather garments and luxury exports? Chennai is going to be your hub. And for world-class footwear manufacturing with top-tier advanced machinery, Amber is the integrated ecosystem you want. Smart sourcing really just comes down to selecting the right environment for whatever it is you're making.
All right, Section 5, the power of digital tools and upgrading from manual tracking. Jumping back inside the factory walls for a minute, relying on pen and paper to manage all of this, yeah, that's a recipe for absolute disaster.
Modern, highly efficient factories utilize a whole suite of digital tools. We are talking about ERP systems, product lifecycle management software, AI for forecasting, as well as full barcode and QR code traceability. Implementing a digital time and action system gives you real-time visibility and automated alerts. When you remove manual tracking, you end up with drastically fewer human errors. Plus, you get much faster decision-making when a delay, as they inevitably do, threatens your timeline.
Finally, Section 6, 5 rules for on-time delivery. This is your action plan. Let's wrap up this explainer with a rapid-fire list of actionable rules that you can implement literally today to protect your supply chain and strengthen those long-term buyer partnerships.
Okay, rule number 1, maintain a highly detailed time and action calendar. Don't skip this. Rule 2, monitor your supplier performance every single week so you can catch risks early. Rule 3, and this is for the buyers out there, you must approve samples quickly. Please don't become the bottleneck yourself. Rule 4, always build realistic contingency time into your schedules. Things happen. And Rule 5, review your lead time performance after every single shipment so you can actually implement corrective actions for next time. If you actively manage all these 5 steps, you're going to optimize every single physical stage of your production process.
Ultimately, the factories that consistently deliver on time are the ones with strong planning, crystal clear communication, and truly disciplined execution. Lead time optimization isn't just about working faster, it's about working smarter. So I'm going to leave you with this question to help evaluate your own operations today. Think back and look closely at your last missed deadline. What is the single biggest cause of delays in your factory right now? And more importantly, what specific strategy or cluster are you going to use to fix it?